Okay, it's beer o'clock on Radio Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Marstons. It's their Revisionist series of beers exclusively for Tesco, and this is their Belgian Saison beer coming in at 5% ABV. Bottle cap. Let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. It's got a lime green label with white stripes down it. Again, loads of smoke on the opening from that carbon dioxide they've added to the beer. Would you want to add carbon dioxide to a Saison? I don't think so, really, do you? Why am I sounding a bit downbeat? It's because so far I've reviewed a lot of these revisionist beers from Marstons. How many now? I've lost count. 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th. I've reviewed Jennings beers tonight. Marstons Burton Bitters, Jennings Bitter, Banks' Sunbeam. You get the drift. Some of the beers have been good. Some have been downright appalling. And when I read on the back of this, oh my goodness me, oh my goodness me, look at this. Saison, anyone? Right, if you're new to beer and you're wondering why I'm so flat at this stage, is because, and I'm only mentioning this because you may have come across this beer review by accident. You may be completely new to beer, you want to try and get into beer, and I'll give you a little quick lesson as to why I'm so downbeat about opening this beer already. As a beer reviewer, I've drunk thousands of beers from countries all over the world. Number one, Saison is bottle conditioned. It's a bottle conditioned beer where they put yeast in the bottom of each bottle, and that causes a second fermentation. That second fermentation in the bottle causes carbonation. That carbonation is natural carbonation through the chemical process of brewing beer. It's a natural chemical reaction. It's science. There is no need whatsoever to add carbon dioxide into this beer. So far I've had a lot of good things to say about Simon Yates. He produced Banks Sunbeam, which is a lovely hoppy beer. He then produced the lager, the only other beer, or the only beer from the Revisionist series that I liked. But now I'm reading this and I can't personally have a personal joy with his brewing skills, because he knows this. He didn't become Banks' brewmaster and not know this. He's had his hands tied with a budget. Tesco have come along and they've said, will you brew this range of beer? They've sat around the table and they've gone, right, we'll brew a Saison, we'll brew a lager, we'll brew a red ale, we'll brew a common steam beer, we'll brew a Hefeweizen. And Tesco have gone, but you will brew it to this budget. And Marstons have gone, okay, we'll do what we can, when what Marstons should have done was shove it up your ass. Tesco, shove it up your ass. I'm not interested at all. And the trouble is that poor old Mr. Simon Yates has had his Facebook on the back of this bottle and his name on the back of the bottle, and he probably doesn't really agree with what's being produced here. Because if Mr. Simon Yates wanted to produce a proper Saison, then it wouldn't be clear for a start. Clear Saison? Really? Are you real? Carbon dioxide, forced carbonated Saison? Are you fucking real? At this stage of the review, I don't even want to taste it. I don't even want to taste this beer. It smells like a pale ale. It smells like they're bitter. Shocking. Absolutely fucking shocking. I don't understand. I'll be Marstons Brewery liaison officer if you want me to. I'll stand here and tell you exactly how it is if you want me to. Because my people who watch my channel expect me to give it how it is and not to hold back and not to, because it was nice enough for Marstons to send me some beers, that's fine. But I'm going to be honest. I don't get it. I do not get it. Right, okay, we're number 7 of 9 beers I've reviewed tonight from Marstons. Let me make one thing clear. I am a little bit tipsy. I have had a third of each pint tonight. But I'm no means drunk. I started off reviewing this. 1828, John Jennings started brewing in the UK, up in the north, Cockermouth, and I bet he produced a decent bitter. This is not the bitter that they produced all of them years ago. Then I went on to produce, well, not me personally, but I went on to drink Marstons Bourbon Bitter at 3.8% ABV. Okay bitter. But because it's got the Marstons label on, it was a step up in quality compared to the Jennings, for whatever reason. Then I drank something decent. Sunbeam. A lovely, hoppy, citrusy beer that I could drink all day. So why then, why did you agree to produce these low budget, mundane beers for Tesco? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I'll say it again. Simon Yates, you're not personally to blame here. That is a very good beer. Your lager is a very good beer. That would go up against most lagers in the world and kick it. Macro lager, I mean. The macro, big company lager I'm talking about. Not the small scale lager that some of the breweries in America and Denmark and Sweden are producing, because they're great. But the big boys, that would kick it. That would do really well. Then I went on to drink a Weiss beer, which was forced carbonated. And that's when I started to lose it. That's when I started to think, what is going on here? And then I went on to a steam beer, which was again, It was a cheap take on Anker's steam beer, and it was really a nothing beer. And now I'm at the stage where I'm drinking this Saison. This Saison is absolutely shocking. It's going down the sink. Absolutely shocking. Look, I've made a mess of my hair. 5% ABV. Well, I'm talking about this long enough. It was a clear beer. It was carbon dioxidated, forced carbonated beer. I'm sure Simon Yates knows how to produce a good Saison. He just had his hands tied there by the finance department of Marstons. Okay, next, the last beer from Marstons is the Red Ale. I'm going to give it a try. Look out for it. Revisionist Red Ale, Pacific Hop Red Ale, exclusive for Tesco, 4.2% ABV. Check it out in a moment, or maybe just Google it. Cheers. Hold on, I've not rated it. Zero, nothing for that Saison. It was a waste of time. Cheers.